Assalamu alaikum. We have software configuration management elements, tools like we discussed software configuration management tool like CVS, VSS, SVN, GitHub. That is the component element. Then you have a process element. You have to define a process that will be followed to implement a changes in the software, versioning in the software, then the tools to automate the construction of software to ensure that correct version have been assembled into the new into that software. The new version is assembled correct version, what is required by the customer, desired by the customer. And the team, we have software configuration manager, software configuration team is there, configuration team, and we have software configuration manager. Under him there is a team to deal with the software configuration management. And configuration manager, sometimes called configuration manager, he will test and then he will label or release new version to deliver, labeling that this version is new version, it is already tested, unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing, alpha, beta done. Now it's ready to release. So we have team to deal with the software configuration management. It's not job of the programmers. The process, we need to answer few questions. How does a team identify the discrete elements of software configuration? How does an organization manage the many existing versions of the program and its documentation that would enable change to be accommodated efficiently? How does an organization control changes before and after software is released to a customer? Who has the responsibility to approve and rank changes, prioritize changes? How we can ensure changes have been made? So you have to assign changes, then to make sure that changes are implemented, then to evaluate other effect of changes. You make change, what is the impact of this change into other components or into the software or other software? That is the software configuration management process. We have software configuration items, identify, change control, version control, auditing, reporting. Then you report, generate a report from the configuration management tool. Version control, combine procedures and tools to manage different versions. So version control system implements with 4 major capabilities: project database repository that stores all relevant configuration objects, version management capability that stores all versions of configuration object, make facility that enables the software engineer to collect all relevant configuration objects and construct a specific version of a software, issue tracking called bug tracking that enables the team to record and track the status of all outstanding issues associated with each configuration object. That is the version control. Then change control. So we have a barrier for the changes, not directly make any change. This is the process. We have change request. Customer will fill a form. It is called change request form. If customer wants to change, CRF. Customer will submit this change request form. And we have CCB or authority, Change Control Board, CCB or Change Control Authority. This change request form will go to Change Control Board to assess it, to evaluate it. And then this change is justified, logical, because sometimes customer will tell you stories. And some stories are illogical because customer is expecting magic. I remember I was project manager for one of the software. The software is to develop hostel management system. We have developed hostel management system in my previous university. And there are hostels, accommodation by the university for the students. We call them boarding. The students who came from other cities, other countries, university has accommodation for boys and girls. So there were almost 10 hostels, 10 buildings were there. Each building has 3 floors and approximately 10 to 15 rooms in each floor. So there are approximately 30 to 40 rooms in each hostel. And as student will get admission based on the merit, GPA, the rooms are allocated for those students requested to issue accommodation. So when hostels are full, then we denied and we ask them to have private accommodation, private residence. We have 7 campuses and each campus has a head. We call them director. He was from management science discipline. He was not IT. He called me and he asked me a request that we need to spare 5 rooms in each hostel to deal with Vasta people, reference people, like ministers, because it was government university, like King Abdulaziz, King Fahad, King Saud. I was surprised by the request because it was illogical. I told to the director, sir, doctor, it is not possible. What I can do, what is possible? I will show, like there are 30 rooms, I will show 25 rooms in each building. So you can deal with the Vasta people and there are 5 rooms spare in each hostel. But there will be no record of those rooms in the system. System will show there are 25 rooms average in each hostel. This is possible. Sometimes customer requests something which is illogical, impractical, not possible to implement. So change control board is there to assess the changes. It's logical, justifiable, implementable or not. And you have to assess that and then select yes or no. If reject, straightforward. If accept, then you have to calculate implementation analysis, that how much the change needs to impact other components of the system, existing components, cost of change, schedule of change, effort, resources. Then you modify the software, you test the software. If fail, you go back, you again maintain. If pass, then you close. So customer has a request, change request, it will be registered. If once it's implemented, valid, invalid, like impractical, illogical, close. If it is valid, then the change control board will pass it to the team to perform the analysis, cost impact, modify, test, and that's the change management process. Any question? Any question? Done. The same what I show you in the diagram, I have written here. Change control process 1, step 1, need for change is recognized. Change request form, developer evaluates or change control board, change report is generated, change control board decides the request is queued for action or change request is denied. User, then if it is accepted, change control process 2, assign people to the software configuration item, check out, make the change, audit the change, review the change, establish a baseline for testing. Step 3, perform SQA and testing activities, check in the change items, promote software configuration items for inclusion in the next release, rebuild appropriate version, review, include all changes in the release. That is the change control process. So I divided it into 3 steps to make it clear for you. This is a partially completed change request form template. I took it from Somerville. Project, change request, request change, the status of application, rejected, accepted should be shown, change analyzer, date, components affected, applicant list display, status update, associated component, student database. Then we have change request form, change assessment, relatively simple to implement by changing the display color according to the status. A table must be added to relate status to colors. No changes to associated components are required. Change priority medium, change implementation, estimated effort, date to the team, decision date, change control board, accept, change to implement release 1.2, change implementer, who is the implementer, date submit to quality assurance, date submit to configuration management team, date of change, QA decision, and the components. So that is the template for the change request form. Very good. Of course, we have new tools to have such services for the workflow. Even the ERP systems, they have such services like SAP, like Oracle, like Microsoft Dynamics. Factors in change analysis, the consequences of not making the change, benefits of the change, number of users affected by the change, cost of making the change, and the product release cycle. Agile, change management and agile. customers are directly involved in change management. They propose a change to the requirements and work with the team to assess its impact and decide whether the change should take priority over the features planned for the next increment. Changes to improve the software improvement are decided by the programmers, and refactoring where the software is continuously improved is not seen as an overhead but as a necessary part of development process. Because in Agile, you are working on 1 week, 2 week, 3 week cycle. So like customer is directly dealing with the team to have new changes, and Agile is based on changes, frequent changes in the software, frequent changes in the releases. So we have software configuration items, change request, software configuration assurance plan, and software configuration management audit. That is the auditing. Accounting, change request, change report, and ECO, and status accounting. Anybody knows about the ECO? ECO. Abdul Latif Garbullah. Abdullah Khalid. Sultan. Muhammad Mabrek. Majid. Muhammad Marai. Harun. It is called engineering change order. Engineering change order. Let us have some discussion about the engineering change order. Engineering change order is a document specifies either new product design detail or proposed changes to the existing products. So engineering change order provide a list of all component assemblies and other documents that are affected. Engineering change order is sent to the all stakeholders, key stakeholders, change control board, change control authority, including engineering, procurement, manufacturing, and external design or supply chain partners in many cases. So every change control board member is responsible to estimate the impact of change order and whether the engineering change order can be implemented as planned and on time. So CCB members will approve or reject the change. When all CC members have approved the engineering change order, it can be acted upon. So that is called engineering change order. Now we have system building. System building is the process of creating complete executable system by compiling and linking the system components, external libraries, configuration files. System building tools and version management tools must communicate as the build process involves checking out component versions from the repository managed by the version management system. Configuration description used to identify a baseline is used by the system building tool. Yes, engineering change order is one of the processes of the change management. Engineering change order is one of the processes. As I show you in the diagram, it is called engineering change order. If you go back here, let me show you the diagram. As you can see, the change request goes to the change control board. So engineering change order is there, this process is there. Configuration description used to identify baseline is also used. My pleasure. Build platform. The developer system, which includes development tools such as compiler, source code, the build server, which is used to build executable version. So developer check-in code to the version management system before it is built. The target environment, which is the platform on which the system execute. Like we have to run our system on multiple platforms. So you have like Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac, Solaris, Fedora, multiple hardware. So you have a testing, it's called compatibility testing. Compatibility testing. Build platform will make sure that this version is executable over multiple platforms. Like now we have a tool, it's called Docker. Docker container. Docker container. It has automatic APIs. Once you integrate, automatic APIs are generated to run it on multiple platforms. You don't need to write APIs for multiple platforms, like for Windows, for Linux, Unix, Mac, and Solaris. It contains the APIs, supporting APIs to run on multiple platforms. So automation is there, automated tool is there. So Docker container is used in such situation to check it that this software is compatible with multiple platform target environment. So you have development tools, version management, you have build server, and you have the target system where it has to run, where it has to execute, check in, check out. So we have source code files, data files, library, configuration files, automated build system, compilers, executable tests, executable target system, test result. This is the diagram to show the process. So build system functionality, script generation, version management, minimum recompilation, executable system creation, test automation, reporting, document generation. This all under the build system functionality. Minimize recompilation, tool to support system building are usually designed to minimize the amount of compilation. So check in, check out for the compiled version to run it on multiple platforms. So unique signature identifies each source and object code and is changed within the source code is edited. By comparing the signature, like for method overloading, we use signatures. What is a signature? Saad Ghalib, Bandar Saad, Usama Ali, Majid Munawwar, Mohammad Jasim, Harun, Mohammad Mabrek, anyone open. Signature, when you have method overloading, function overloading, two or more methods having the same name but different parameters. Parameters or type of parameters. So we have a term signature. These methods, overloaded methods, are stored when you compile them, are stored against a term called signature, called a signature. The signature contains method name, number, and name of parameters, number of parameters, and type of parameters. Data type, int, float, single, long, double. When you call them, correct function is called to ensure type safe linkage. That correct function is called, correct method is called, and the arguments you pass match the parameters. Arguments match the parameters. We have signatures for each source and object code version, and is changed when the source code is edited. So by comparing the signature on the source and object code files, it is possible to decide if the source code was used to generate the object code component or not. So that's the concept of signature here. Agile building, check out the mainline system from the version management into the developer's private workspace. Build the system, run automated tests to ensure that build system passes all tests. If not, build is broken, and you should inform whoever checked the last baseline, make the changes into the system in private workspace, rerun it. If tests fail, continue editing. Once the system passes its test, take it to the build system, but do not commit to the new system baseline. Build the system, run the test. You need to do this in case others have modified the components. If the system passes its test, then commit the changes you have made as new baseline in the system mainline. As you can see, continuous integration is there. So version management, check out, build and test system, make changes, build and test system, test fail, go back. If test okay, check in to the build server and build and test system. If it okay, commit to the changes to the version management, and then build server and version management system. So that's the flow of continuous integration of new versions into the system. Any question? Any question? Very good. Let's move. In Agile, you have daily building because you are working on daily basis. You develop the code, you integrate after testing, and sometime build is ready because the previous releases, previous sprints are there. The developer organization sets a delivery time for the system component. If developer have new version that they are writing, they must deliver them by that time. New version of the system is built from the components by compiling and linking them. So it's a testing team which carries out the set of tests. Faults that are discovered during system testing are documented and returned to the developer. They repair these faults in the subsequent version. So that's the daily basis in Agile. Release management. So release is a version of software system that is distributed to the customers. Release tracking, even a problem, it may be necessary to reproduce exactly the software that has been delivered to a particular customer. When system release is produced, it must be documented. This is particularly important for customized long lifetime embedded systems. Release reproduction. Document release, you have to record the specific version. You must keep copies of the source code file. You should be record the versions of operating system, libraries, compilers. Release planning. You have to plan a release before releasing. Technical work involved in creating release distribution, release timing, release too frequent or require hardware upgrade. Customer may not move to the new release, especially if they have to pay for it. If system releases are too infrequent, market share may be lost as customer move to the alternative systems. Release component, as well as the executable code of a system release may include configuration file, data file, installation program, electronic paper documentation, packaging, and associated publicity. So this is for the release component. Factors, we have technical quality of the system, platform changes. So layman, fifth law suggests that you add a lot of functionality, so you will also introduce bugs that will limit the amount of functionality that may be included in the next release. So system release with significant new functionality may have to be followed by a release that focus on repairing problem and improving performance. So that you need to consider for the release planning. Competition, market requirement, customer change proposals. Then for web engineering, we have content, we have people, we have scalability, we have politics. Most of the things that deal with the normal software, that's also applicable for the web. So that's a different aspect for the software configuration management for web. Database, content management, template, HTML code, script, client-side browser. So we have classify the change, acquire related object, develop brief written description, of change, items to assign to all team members to review, to stakeholders. It's almost the same. This is the end of this chapter and end of today's lecture. Oops. Any question? Any question? So after this session, I will send you the quiz, and deadline is tomorrow by the time I will send to you. 24 hours. Thank you very much.